It's al-Orq time! Hello and welcome back to Crusader Kings III as we continue the al-Orq Dynasty. My name is al-Orq, and as always I shall be your host. So in the last episode we expanded our territory quite a bit. However, for the first time in this campaign we faced some very serious rebellions and uprisings within our own territory. I was starting to wonder, when exactly that was going to happen. And usually when you're, about this size is when things like that start to kick off. So, unfortunately, we have a rather large Liberty War that was launched against us, but thankfully, we do roughly double, if not even triple, their numbers. Yeah, it says that we have a total of 16,000 people on our side versus only about 55 on their side. Now, we did see that, trying to go up against them, even with those numbers advantages, it was still, for some reason, very unlikely to succeed, or at least not as likely as you would expect. So it's going to be a bit more difficult than we've seen from other conflicts in the past. And then, unfortunately, I do need to mention that for the first time in this campaign, we actually lost some territory, though, despite, my best efforts. And now we have Maharaja Boja here in Punjab that's currently controlling things. I managed to kill his father before the war was over, so he never got to see the fruits of his labors. And in that respect, I did sort of take my revenge before they, I kind of had the last laugh at the end of the day. Is kind of how I see that. Now, it looks like we would be able to declare war on them fairly soon enough to be... Oh, actually, no, we do have a truce with them, it looks like. Okay, well, then, I suppose you know exactly what we're going to do. And in fact, let's get that set up right now before I do anything here. Now, while I'm doing this, I should also mention I have set up some additional marriages for our children. There were quite a few of our grandchildren that were ready to be wed. And so, got that all set up, took care of some of our prisoners, and a few other things here. Some of the marriages I set up were for alliances, a couple of them were for just inheritable traits, and so let's go ahead and get ourselves started. So I've already got my army here ready to march on towards Qom, because I think it's more important that we try to knock their military out before anything else. We do still have the ticking war score, so as long as we hold on to that, we should be okay. But I want to knock these guys out before anything else. And if they start splitting up, then all the better, I think. Alright, let's get started. So yep, all of this stuff is now just going to be resolved here. I'm just going to click through it. Not really all that important. There we are. And then also that does mean I can go ahead and call some additional allies to war here. This guy of the Emirate of Palestine. This one I'm not going to bother with because it's only 51 troops. But yeah, I found not an internal alliance, but a vassal within the Arabian Empire, which is now called, well, Nihawandid, I suppose. Alright, so let's see if we're doing alright here. And, oh wow, well, that does not bode well. What an omen to start things off, guys. Our wife, Munawar, has died at the age of 65. Looks like she had, she hemorrhaged or otherwise had a stroke. Yeah, that's quite sad, guys. Apparently she became irritable at some point. I think that makes sense. Alright, so then here, this is just super annoying. I don't understand why this keeps happening. People keep getting assigned and unassigned to our tax jurisdictions. I just don't get it, guys. It makes no sense to me. And yeah, this is so shocking to me. Like, I can't believe that we're slated to lose that badly against these guys, even if we used our allies. Alright, I also did set up some guardians for other kids, including our grandson, who's also named Vahid here, going down the intrigue education. So, yeah, I think we're just going to keep him as Callus. That's really good for his overall path there. Are we going to even make it before 28 days versus 15? Wow, do they have some mangonels in their army? I gotta take a look here really quick. Yeah, looks like it. Oh, alright. So, really unfortunate, guys. This is gonna be very difficult. Oh, they're taking off. Okay, yes. And also, this came at a pretty good time here. The leader of our holy order here, the Mujahideen of Kasran, wants to lease out another city. And so where is this? Is this any of our specific territory? No, not where nothing I control, I don't think. So yeah, your request is granted for 715 gold. That's pretty good. Alright, so our Holy Order continues to expand. Sadly, we can't use them in this conflict because they do not count as a hostile faith. You know, this is an internal uprising, and so it's not a valid request from their perspective. But thankfully, it looks like they did go ahead and defending a river crossing. Okay, can we do this another way? They're already locked in. That's also defending a river crossing. Looks like that's going to be the case regardless. What if I go around here? Wow, it's just why everything is a river crossing here apparently. Alright, well let's let them do their thing. Where are they gonna go now? Alright, they're taking off. Now here's what I might try to do. Some of them are gonna move, they're also losing supply, so the more we can get them running around, the better, I think. So I'm gonna let some of them lock in. There we go. Now I'm gonna see if I can't catch any of those armies out. No, they're all too fast. That's very obnoxious, actually. How do they have the defender territory when it's on our lands? That doesn't make any sense to me. It should be the other way around, based on what I've seen of the game, you know, up until this point. But, okay. Either way, we got the ticking war score, and as long as we prevent them from taking any territory, we should be alright. Who is this? I'm going to just say how sweet, but no. This is, you know, against our lustful trait, but we have so much more important things to do, guys. Alright. Apparently our court grandeur has decreased a little bit. These guys are going to expire in about 7 months, unfortunately. But I think what we can do here is work on getting our territory back while they're doing other stuff there. Visions of the Divine. I beckon my vassal, Alama Kavus, to join me in the circle of brass orbs and candles arranged on staves throughout the dark room. The intense cloying the air... The incense cloying the air to ward off the bad vapors makes our eyes tear up in little time. This is how, through the corner of our eyes, we will spot the inscrutable form of angels. However, Kavus soon takes pause. This feels wrong. These are divine beings not meant for mortal eyes to see. And I could say this is a fool's errand, if not a sin in itself, and yeah, I don't suppose there's anything indicating we would pick one over the other, so let's just get the learning experience there. And that actually got us to another perk, which is nice. So yeah, we're going to get Whole of Body then. We finished this particular branch of the learning lifestyle, so we're going to end up living, well, I guess just that much longer. And we lost our steward, apparently, so Gobad. He's got pretty decent education there. How did Hormuz die? He died in his sleep, at the age of 41. It's a little early, but I suppose not unheard of in this day and age. Okay. Alright. Apparently this guy has arrived and he's got a claim on... Wow, we've got a bunch of different claims. Okay. How much would he be to recruit? 65? I think I'm fine for now. We don't really need to press people's claims. It's unnecessary, I think. We will lose decisively. That's, yeah, just completely shocking to me, guys. How is their supply doing? Because if I can also just kind of try to knock them off that tile. I want to see. Yeah, so they're losing supply. They are undersupplied. Well, these guys apparently have a logistician under their control, so that's not going to... Yeah, so do these. Yeah, so they're not going to be affected for quite a while. They're also not losing as much supply as I would expect. But I think we try to knock them off the tile and just waste their time. If this is truly as difficult as it's going to be, I might just have to settle for a white piece, guys. Because even with a white piece... Well, actually, we can do that right now. Yes. Part of me is tempted to just do this right now and arrest every single person who revolted against us. By enforcing our demands, by doing the white piece, we would lose out on that legitimacy gain and, automatically being able to arrest all of them. But this still... ends the war and it's been going on for quite a while, and I can try to individually arrest anybody that did that. So I might actually just do that, guys. It's the easier way out, but also it seems like it's the more realistic way out, considering the circumstances. Some will be convinced to let information slip to my agents. What is this? Minus secrecy. How is our secrecy doing here? Only 36%? Yeah, because we don't have an alibi. well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Let's just go ahead and make this a little bit faster. If it gets discovered, it is what it is. And it looks like we have another, we learned of another affair. Okay, so these guys just kind of took off from the place they were sieging down. So, yeah, I think from a pragmatic perspective, I'm just going to go ahead and offer the white peace here, guys. And we're going to immediately try to arrest everyone who rose up against us. Suspend our military, get our income back up. Now, how long, or how likely is it to succeed? It will not. Okay, so while I'm just looking at this personality, yeah, so oops, that's not what I meant to click. Goodness. And this guy's calling us to war for the Kingdom of Kashmir. Yeah, I'll accept just so I don't take the fame penalty, but I don't know if I have any intention of actually helping, because this guy was not willing to help us, right? It's this dude, right? Yeah, so I don't particularly care. I didn't know until making that alliance that conquerors will not be willing to help you out in defensive wars. That's actually kind of stupid. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, but also I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it at all. So end of war. Let me get back to this because I didn't mean to click off of it. So Peroz also wouldn't accept. Mahmud also wouldn't accept. So I suppose instead of arresting them, I could just kill all of them. Everyone who rose up against us. Yeah. That either way it would work out. You know, I would accomplish my goals. Not going to get any money off of them, but I wasn't going to get money off of them regardless. They were all going to die. So let's just go ahead and kill everybody. Cool. That way, I just don't have to worry about this nonsense here. We can take a little bit of a breather. Let our troops get back up to full strength and all that good stuff. Okay, let's set up a couple of bits of education. It looks like Daria will learn from her mother, and Nazila she's also going down learning education. So let's see. Yeah, I suppose this random. Well, I guess I could. You know, I'll go ahead and teach her. I have an extra ward slot, so that's fine, and we can request a payment. Yep, from this guy who we have a strong hook on. All right, can't be used again for 5 years. There's a good chance we won't get a chance. We won't be able to do that before the end of our life. We've got a court event here. Colorful talent. I find my son Nezam sitting on the floor, surrounded by spilled paint and pieces of canvas for the 3rd time this month. My courtiers whisper about him being an artistic genius in the making, but the servants complain about scrubbing the floors free of paint in the wake of his inspirations. So I could say you need to focus on useful studies. That would increase his martial and stewardship. Or I could say his genius will be nurtured. Interestingly, that's not going to really help any of his actual studies because he's going down the learning education. But I suppose so either way, his crappier stats would get increased. So let's go ahead and do the one that increases his martial and stewardship, because I mean that just kind of benefits him a little bit more than the others. I think he's already got a good diplomacy, and he doesn't seem like he'll be too much of an intrigue character. All right, so back up to speed 5. We're just going to allow this murder plot to go through as soon as it's ready. Wait one more phase. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to continue building up a war chest. We'll cool out on the war for just a moment while we deal with these internal things. Alright, there we go. So he's dead, and let's take a look at our vassals here. Everyone who rose up against us is going to die. Alright, focus on success. Let's do this. Oops, there we go. Just picking the best people for the job in every situation. There we go. That should go well. Alright, while we're waiting for all of that to... waiting for time to pass, let's take a look at this war here. So he's going after this territory, and wow, he's actually going to lose. You know, on some level, I'm okay with that. On some level, I am... Oh, wait, actually... Oh, I see. Was this... This was not the same guy. Yeah, it was him. Oh, okay. Okay. I see. So it's his son now that's in charge, or maybe his brother. No, it's his son. Apparently, his father was only 6 years older than him. I am not entirely sure how that works. Okay. Let's go ahead and murder him, shall we? No, we can't. We have another thing going on. And it looks like both of these dudes are trying their best to prevent their own demise, but they also seem to forget who they're dealing with. Although it looks like we've lost some of our intrigue skill over time, interestingly. So there's a celebration in Saimara, paying money to get local infiltrators. Nah, they shall have no money of mine. It's already at the max success chance. It would only make it a little bit faster. This guy wants money from us. Of the commanding Mashrikis. Did we hire him? I don't know. Sure, I suppose. I don't remember who he is, but at least he's not that one lady that kept pissing me off. Alright, Abd al-Qadir, though I know he will follow my lead in this, I can tell his concern is genuine. I'll just say, yeah, my plans will go ahead, and I expect you to work hard. That increases our advantages there. So, we're just going to keep waiting. We're almost to the max. These should not be difficult assassination plots, so there we are. Leverage our advantages in both cases. Okay, cool. So they're both dead. Let's keep going. Anyone who has the criminal mark. Yeah, Peroz was definitely one of them. Okay, so he's going to die as well. Let's change this to acceptance. Okay. For this episode, guys, I think we've gotten to the point in the campaign where, you know, even the hour-long episodes aren't going to necessarily give us too much in the way of progress. So we'll offer a prestige here. And so I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with skipping through certain things, and that way we can make just that much more progress. Although it always, of course, depends on what happens by the end. Okay, anyone else that is a criminal? Actually, I think we can do it through here. Imprison criminals, Demir. Okay, yes, this was the last one. Let's get his murder scheme started as well. And that is actually everybody, it looks like. Okay, Spy Master hates him, so he's an excellent choice. Okay, but yes, I think, you know, this is the best way we can do this without having a protracted war that just is a waste of our time at the end of the day. And good. So our income is roughly back up to where it was before. There we go. We've increased our court grandeur. Actually, I think we're out now. Now we're the 5th ranked court in the world. So I think I'm alright to maybe increase our fashion, our food. Alright, that would bring us up to grandeur level 8. Well, maybe I'll just do these two for now, so we're guaranteed to stay at level 7. Because at level 7, well, ironically enough, it gives us an extra bonus to our imprison chance. So yeah, we'll increase our fashion, and yeah, we'll make some decent food here. So that increases our court amenities cost up by additional 1, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. We'll make more money as time goes on. And looks like there is yet another plague going on here. A cold humor flu. Interesting. Okay. How is our house unity doing, by the way? We're still harmonious. Let's encourage our house to improve the economy, and let's promote development. Yeah, I think that's going to be good for us here. Let's make all that happen, and we could placate our vassals, but I don't think we need to. I think we'll just kind of keep that as is. Alright, what is this? So yeah, mercenary contracts are expiring. That is to be expected. It is okay. Apparently someone's trying to blackmail us. Yeah, we're not going to accept that. We already know. We already know that. Everybody knows that we killed Yaya. It's fine. It's okay. We didn't lose any piety. We're already a known murderer. It literally does not affect us. I've said this many times before. And this guy's calling us to war. We might actually help out with this one. Let's see, what is it? Looks like this guy is expanding his territory into the Arabian Empire. I think that I think we'll actually help out with that. That sounds like fun to me. They're facing all sorts of internal conflicts there, so that at least gives our soldiers something to do in the meantime. So we'll do that, and then in that case, let's go ahead and launch these schemes here. Yep. So Demir is dead, and soon enough, so shall this guy be. Yeah, 88%. Cool. I felt comfortable enough launching that. So let's go ahead and get our our rally point up, and we'll help out our guys. And in fact, I think we'll just do mostly our men-at-arms here. Well, that's most of our guys anyway. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Another learning perk? I suppose... Yeah, planned cultivation is the best choice here, because the more we can increase the effectiveness of raising up our development, the better. Because right now, Calm is at 16, and it is our lowest development county here, because the other two here are at... Actually, Kuwar is even lower. Okay, so we'll just kind of keep boosting that as time goes on. How are our innovations doing? So 6 years for the household soldiers and 7 years for mannerlism. Given the fact that we now have the whole of body trait, it is possible we'll live that long. I have seen whole of body characters lead unnaturally long life, just kind of depending on how things go there. Oh yeah, so we lost our mercenaries. Like I said, that was to be expected. Okay, so I feel comfortable turning the speed up to 5 here. We'll just siege down some random territory, help out our allies, and do our thing. And it looks like our prisoner, Yakub, has died in prison. Do we have any other prisoners? We do have some. None that... This guy doesn't seem particularly useful. And he doesn't want to convert because he's zealous. Doesn't have any money. But I suppose I can just kind of recruit him and have him sit around for a little while. This guy here, same thing. Ooh, he doesn't want to give us the hook. That's probably because he's paranoid. Likely. Well, let's recruit him because he would actually make a fairly decent fighter, even despite the fact that he's one-legged. Alright, and Zahir of the Abbasid Dynasty, although that doesn't look like it's the correct Abbasid Dynasty. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll recruit him as well. He looks like we might be able to do something with him. We have this guy, populist leader. Well, we're just going to go ahead and execute him. Goodbye. And then this guy, Nushirvan. He's not bad. He's actually fairly young too, so let's get him... Oop, not torture. Let's go ahead and get him recruited as well. There we go. Could have also employed him as our executioner, I suppose, but it's fine. We don't really need one. You can still execute people regardless. Alright, watch your step. Another dangerous faction. Really? So it's just populace. Okay. So, suppose we'll have to deal with that as well. It is what it is, guys. That's just kind of what happens the more you conquer and stuff like that. Alright, so our ward here is gaining the gluttonous trait. He could instead become shy or impatient. Do I want to take the stress? It's only 17 stress, so yeah. I suppose I'll have him become shy. That does, yeah, that does technically boost his character traits. All right, so it looks like our daughters are learning Arabic and stuff, and our son learned Shah's Turkic, which is kind of cool. A sword. Ooh, and considered a master. All right, sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. A member of the Tahirid family, so all the way from Egypt, right? She's of the Gond culture. Very cool. Yeah, I'm willing to spend 120 gold for a master tier sword. Maybe we'll even get the master sword. Okay, what is this? The power of a name. Oh, this is a poem, it looks like. No. Amira Amiran Vahid of Orc Horde, you have become great among men, and your deeds and your name respected and feared. Caliph Ismat's envoy Abbas pauses in trepidation. This was the words of the Caliph, he then declares, and he has decided to bestow upon you a great honor. Your name will be read during the Friday prayer in Damascus itself. All the Caliph asks in return is that you do not forget his benevolence in granting you this boon. His voice trails away as if to emphasize a hidden meaning in those words. So for 10 years we've become honored by the faithful, boosting our diplomacy by 1 for every level of devotion we have. So that'd be, I guess, +5. And then Caliph Ismat would get a weak hook on us. I don't know how much I trust that, guys. We're currently invading his lands with our military. I could say I do not deserve this, but what would we actually say here? I guess, yeah, I guess we would say it is an honor because we are diligent. So, I suppose we're going to give up a hook, guys. Thankfully, we're, well, ideally not going to last for too much longer in this world. But we'll see, I suppose. Alright. So, let's go ahead and just join this. Inspiration to, this is for our sword. I could say only God guides me, and that would gain us 250 prestige or piety. I want to get closer and closer to that next level of devotion. So how much do we still have left to get? We need, okay, about 700 or so. Cool. Considered opinion. So slightly higher quality or higher quality with our prowess. Part of me wants to go for this one. Let's see, 65% chance, and it worked. Excellent. That was fantastic. And learning on the job, our son Vali attends to the needs of the people. So what is this? Performing exceptionally well. Influences work. Okay, yeah, so I think we've seen this event in the past. I could say speak favorably of me as we travel, and that increases our renown. It's not a bad option there, I suppose. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Get some renown and prestige. Of the choices, I think that was the best one. Scandalous Scion, yada yada yada. Butuwa clubs, yeah, we've seen this for sure. Better company for 10 years. Yeah, we'll do that. He can join my court. It's fine. It doesn't matter too much. Child of my dynasty. And Golnaz, our granddaughter. So now we have a great-grandson here. Vali. Alright, good for him, good for her and her family. His family. Ah, and there's another crusade here for al-Orq. So, hope Eugenius is going to do that there. Looks like it's yet again for Andalusia. Or not for Andalusia, for Iberia, right? The Sultanate of al-Orq. Yeah, okay, so they're just really focusing on Iberia in this campaign. I suppose that makes sense, considering the situation here. Bakr II is the only Muslim ruler, and he's surrounded by Catholics. Yeah, so that's going to be a rough situation for him. Although, it looks like, at least at the moment, there are more people that are defending. Although it looks like it's just him. He's already in a conflict, so we'll see how that develops. We may not be able to help, guys, so it is what it is. Alright, this war is almost over, so we should be able to... Really? Ah. No, he's not related to the other Yaya that we've acted against. And there we go. There's that populist faction. So we'll go ahead and turn our soldiers around. Looks like this guy's the best choice here. And I'm going to go ahead and assassinate Yaya because I don't need another dissolution faction doing this. He's only a 16-year-old. What does he know of the pressures of ruling, well and truly? And it looks like his spy master, despite the fact that he hates our guts, he seems to hate Yaya's even more, so he's willing to help us out. And is it because we unlawfully executed his family? Well, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all, in fact. From my perspective, at least, my actions were just. So, where did these guys spawn? Over here? Alright, they are fragmented, so we're not going to do that. Let's see. Okay, I suppose the fastest way would be for us to go from there. Oh, we can vassalize some people. Alright. Yes. If we can do so diplomatically, I don't see why not. And that could lead to other people joining us as well. Got this guy who's willing to give us some money, or not willing, but we can give him money. Alright, let's go ahead and call our allies into this, since it is a defensive war. Okay, and I know he's not going to be willing to join us. Cool. And I think also... He's not my... Yeah, he is not my vassal, so he's irrelevant. Okay. Cool. There we go. We've expanded further. Anyone else who's willing to join now that we've done that? We can apparently usurp a title here. Ah. We can usurp this title from the Seljuks. Interesting. Okay. I'll look at that later. It's fine for now. So, yeah, we're going by sea. Where are we? Ooh, hello. Okay. We're gonna take some attrition, it looks like, doing it this way. It is fine. Court Jester, Sunday Roast. We've never seen this before. My jester, Farouk, is known for his fantastically entertaining insults, and as it happens, he is standing face to face with my lover, Nastixo. I think I'm actually going to break up with her here, because we had a fling, and yeah, goodbye. I am just in time to hear a particularly scathing roast. You obnoxious strumpet and abhorrent wench. Your bothersome nature and cockiness are legendary. I had a perfectly wonderful evening with good company up until now, you Jezebel, Farouk says, as if possessed by Shaitan. Nastixo's face is red, but she knows that I am watching, so she manages some pained laughter. And, yeah, I'll say that was a good roast. A very good roast indeed. She didn't lose any additional opinion of us for that, so it's fine. Okay, and looks like... Sorry, I was confused about those baby sounds. Like, where's that coming from? I didn't realize that that was a part of this. Okay, yeah, let's further her education. I don't need it. I don't need the thing. Alright, this war is over, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about that. Inspiration disruptions. By Allah, woman, leave me alone. The peaceful atmosphere is shattered by Miriam yelling as she storms into the courtyard. Mystique so quickly follows, but stops when she sees me. My liege, please talk some sense to Mariam. I'm trying to help her since I have some experience that may improve her work. 54% chance, or 45% chance that it would increase the quality a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, it wouldn't make it any better. And yeah, she refuses to listen. What is that? Demand artifact? No. I don't even care what it is. It does not matter. Alright, and our grandson here. Diligent, generous, or patient? He's going down intrigue. Patient wouldn't be a bad choice there for that. Or we can just have him be diligent. Diligent is fine. Okay, cool. So we helped him out with that war there. And now we have to circle all the way back around to reach these populace. Mysteries of the Quran. My granddaughter Nazila and her little friend Yazdegerd have taken a copy of the Quran from the study and brought it into the playroom and completely ruined it. Ooh, yikes. Torn pages, footprints on the cover, no respect whatsoever. It seems as if little Nazila doesn't care for the world of the divine. So, she's going to get the cynical trait there. That is still a learning trait, so yeah. Cool. So she doesn't quite believe in God or anything like that. And we got the al-Orq sword. Okay. So it's not as good as our other one, right? Let me see. Technically not, but if we were to... So, knight effectiveness up. So it's less prowess overall, but increase to the enemy fatal casualties. Yeah, so I think it's actually technically better in that respect. Obviously, the prowess hit isn't particularly great, but, you know, we're old and we're not even a fighter anyway, so it's not a super big deal, if I'm honest. Okay, so the... Oh, no, we are not going back... Stop! Can we, like, not do that? There we go. Alright, I need our... Oh, we can vassalize another person here. Over there in Damagan. Oh, looks like she's traveling, actually. She's going on Hajj. But yeah, Damgan here is willing to accept, so we're going to get that territory back. We did hold that at one point. And unfortunately, we do have to make more dukes and stuff because we're above our vassal limit. So I guess I'll create the Duchy of Fars here. And who is going to hold that? This 14-year-old? I suppose. There we go. So 6 vassals have been transferred, and we're still above our limit. Good God. Okay. We need a new spy master, so we'll put this guy in for now. Okay, so we need to make another one, it seems. I'm not a big fan of making all these duchy titles, because that means we're getting more and more powerful vassals, and I'm not super into that, but I'm also not into having all of our people, you know, rise up against us. Not the best situation. I don't think I can give her the title, correct? No, not Dailam. This one. It looks like I can. Okay. So that did bring us underneath our vassal limit, but now we have to get another spy master again. Alright. Let's just put Timur in here for now, and then Yaya I'm gonna start a murder plot against. Or no, I already am. How's that going? Oh, it's already ready to go. Okay, was not paying attention. And he's dead. Cool. One person that's that much less likely to join us. Where are our allies? Where are they? I don't see them. Are they out at sea? They're out at sea. There's 500 soldiers there. Oh, there's the rest of them. Okay, if I were to attack these guys on my own, how likely would we be to succeed? They've got a really fantastic commander under their control. Okay, let's go ahead and get scholarly circles there. Just increases our learning by that much more. Yeah, and that should actually make our cultural fascinations a little bit faster. Looks like it did, yes, by about a year or so. Yeah, so your technology development is influenced by your learning skill, your personal learning skill, so something to keep in mind. Assist ruler, yeah, let's just have her assist ruler in general, because that boosts all of our stuff. Ah, we are now infirm. Okay, so we're that much closer to death, guys. A gift fit for... Alright, the hustle and bustle is palpable among the traveling merchant stalls. Okay. The temporary shacks are stacked to the rafters and all contain all manner of knickknacks. These pieces are positively radiant and would make a lovely gift. As I walk by one of the merchants peddling jewelry, I hesitate and lean in for a closer look. Perhaps one of these would brighten the day for my cherished queen or daughter. Or, sorry, both of our wives. My bad. So... Why settle for one? I could give them both a gift. That wouldn't give them the bejeweled perk. What does that even do? Fertility up. The gift of my company is bright enough. I can think of, you know, better things to use my money on, honestly, guys. All right, here come the rest of our guys, and looks like the rest of them are going to show up here before too much longer. So fantastic. Why are they charging? Yeah, let's wait, guys. Please don't go on your own. That's not going to work out. Alright, what is this? Apparently some battle was lost, and that's why we have that -1 there. It's another game sighting, whatever. Okay. Oh, alright, well I suppose we're going in regardless. That's very, very silly, guys, but... Alright, we're not even going to make it in time. Okay. Okay, I mean, I'll take it, I suppose. That was kind of silly, but whatever. It is what it is. So, then... Still have to wait for this. Looks like they're actually going to win this conflict here. So, I suppose while we're in the area, we can go and siege down some territory. And looks like we finally had that one faction disband, and he's calling us into yet another conflict. Who is this? Oh, it's him from Palestine. Okay. Then, well, ooh, there it is. Know Thyself has finally popped. So we're going to die roughly maybe by this age or when we turn 71. We will see. So this is going to be the last thing we do, guys. This siege right here. Oh, and that's the victory, so never mind. I'm going to disband the military. There's not a whole lot we can actually do, and I'd rather just get the extra income while we are still alive. We're going to be taking over as our grandson in short order. Alright. It was a very, very good run, guys. Alright, looks like our son here got the astute intellectual trait. Very nice, good for him. And we lost our counselor Shapur. How did he die? Let's see. From being ill? Unfortunate. So, who's going to take his place? Farouk or Corchester would make an excellent chancellor, it looks like. Interesting. Alright. And it looks like, yeah, powerful vassals are in jobs all over. Cool. So, yep, I suppose we just sit around, guys. Let us make as much money as possible before we move on. Thankfully, what this means is that the offensive war penalty is, well, it's largely been negated as it stands, but we'll have a completely clean slate for our next wars. Anyone that we could vassalize before we die, yes. 3 people. Yes, actually. So, where are you? There? Excellent. How about you? Oh, wow. Actually, so we could expand into this territory. Why not, actually? And then you. Where are you? He looks like it's right there. That's actually part of our regular de jure empire lands. So, look at that. We have gotten a lot larger completely through diplomatic means, guys. And while we're at it, Oh, we still can't afford the cost of this war here, guys. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Um, could I start a war before we're dead? I mean, maybe. We're one vassal above our limits again. Let's see. Payments. Yeah, in fact, let's demand some payments while we have an opportunity to. It is what it is. It'll be okay. He won't accept the alliance. He will... And a guardian for our granddaughter. Sure. Just do all of this here before all of this gets resolved. Our son can get married. Could we get an alliance with these people? The Shaddam of Cha. Where are they? Up there? Okay, why not? If we can get those alliances, I don't see why we wouldn't use them. Cool. That just spreads our family that much farther. And we're getting a pretty decent amount of renown per month, because you can see all these bonuses here. Okay, and then our other son, Artavan. I suppose with him we can get an inheritable trait. So let's find somebody. Ooh, someone who's robust. That's not a bad choice. And it actually would result in an alliance. Only 45 troops, though, so maybe we'll pick somebody else. It would call us in to some really, really silly things. Yeah. Evrin here. That's, she's got the intelligent trait. I think we could get that into our family more often. Alright. Very nice, very nice. What about you? If I declared war on you, it's only 156 piety, although... Oh, it is technically connected to our land. There's this impassable terrain here. How close are we now to our empire title? 71 counties, so we only need 43. We're very, very close, guys. Getting there slowly but surely. Okay. Well, then I suppose there's no real reason why I couldn't just, declare for... Well, there's these two. Yeah. Decisions, guys. Plenty of decisions. I'm still shocked that I'm just not allowed to declare a kingdom title war, because I would love to get this whole land for myself here, as that is all part of our de jure territory, and look at all the amount of counties that there are. It's just too expensive otherwise. And also, I don't like that Khazaria has stepped into our lands here, our territory. Not a big fan of that. Might have to... I don't think we would be able to murder him in time. He is facing a lot of internal conflicts there. He's not very strong, all things considered. I suppose we can try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it is what it is. It's not super important as it stands. But yeah, getting one last assassination before our dying breath. Sounds poetic, I suppose. Acceptance. No one's willing to accept, and those who aren't all that great anyway. Only 5% secrecy? Well, we'll see, I suppose. Okay. Yeah. I suppose I could just do the Holy War. Yeah, let's conquer the county here, guys. We'll launch one final war, and that'll be our last thing. We'll just raise our men at... Ooh, nope. That's because we have that penalty. Oops. Let me raise all armies. Okay. Let's do that. Anyone else who's willing to join us? Yes. This guy. Where is he? Over there. Ah, cool. So we're going up higher and higher. There's another plague right there. Camp Fever. A level 2 plague, and it's typhus. Yikes. Okay. So that's going to open up a couple other opportunities. Some guy just became our spy master, but it's not going to be relevant for a little while, for much longer. Okay. No one else is willing to join. That's fine. So, very silly, but we have to wait until these guys are actually willing to rise up. There we are. And apparently we have a new faction, a Liberty faction, led by Ardish here. Alright, whatever. And there we go. Just like that, we have died. We played as Vahid for 39 years, even longer than Faraz II, if you remember. And let's take a look at our kills, because we did so much assassinating, and I don't even know if this fully reflects everything here. This is just our personal kills. Yeah, murdered. So, yeah, this does not count any of the plots that we were responsible for ourselves. But yeah, let's read this out. Amir Amiran Vahid of the Orc Horde Grand Emirate has abandoned this transient world and flown to heaven at 71 years of age. He died of old age. Known to be a respected scholar, he spent most of his days studying in his library, rarely leaving his castle. Kodadad ascends to the throne, a cold, heartless man. He is rumored to feel nothing and care for no one. Alright, so we will move on here. Public intoxication, right, an event right off the bat. My Muhtazib informs me that my vassal Afshar is wandering through the bazaar, giggling and staring at the clouds in broad daylight nonetheless. The normal punishment for this wanton behavior, they inform me, is to arrest and flog this wayward believer. I could say spare the rod, and he would gain severely injured. He would lose some opinion of us. He already doesn't really like us, and we would gain some piety. Yeah, spare the rod. You know, that's what we do to people who act against us there. So, alright, we are losing some territory, or some income, because we are not as good as our father was. Kavus will go ahead and throw him back in as our Alama, because he served our father well. And, yeah, wow, we have less than level 2 legitimacy. That sucks, but it is what it is. So, Timur would be okay as our steward, just to give him a job. Hadi II will be our marshal, and then, well, Kutan hates us. And there's a lot of reasons why here. So, I think I'm going to put Roshanora in charge, just because she's far more talented and she actually likes us. Alright, let's choose our lifestyle. Looks like he was going down the architect branch, so let's see, I suppose we'll go for domain focus, because Kodadad is largely going to be focused on internal affairs here, and we will do some wars, but really it's more important for us to make sure that we get as much of our perks from avarice as possible. I want to get golden obligations and war profiteer back, all that stuff that we had before, because we're not making as much money as we used to. But on the flip side, we have a lot of money in the bank that we're holding on to, so it's largely going to be okay. Alright, so that was that battle done. The burden of tax farming. Okay, he's in the despondent mood. Yeah, we've seen this many, many times. So do your work or I will have you flogged. Yeah, looks like that's going to be the case here. So he's going to lose opinion of us, the master of our horse, but it's okay. Do your job, man. Boiling anger, and we lose some stress. Looks like we had a fair amount as well, so that works out. Let's get the right trinkets equipped here, not the ones that we had before. This regalia here is not as good as our Sasanian sword, even though it does give us renown per month. I think we can do better than that. And what else do we have? Aged cheese. Why do we have aged cheese? Minus a true attraction opinion. I mean, that makes sense, I suppose. Let's do the brilliant gemstone here, because that gives us the best overall bonus. And yeah, everything else I think will keep the same. Alright. Oh, we're not in the right county here. Let's take this territory for ourselves. Expectations. Oh, it looks like this is our ward, our daughter. She is infertile, unfortunately. So, yeah, we'll get the wheat cook on her. Alrighty, so this is going to take a while for us to siege down. We might actually have to get the next tier of siege weapons after we finish our household soldiers and all that stuff. Okay, but we're gonna just keep doing this. Looks like my aunt-in-law has had a daughter. Elnaz, whatever. At this point, I don't super care. Another court jester event. Oh, Malish, did you hear that Vali Karmandar showed his shapely legs in public yesterday? Oh, unbelievable, isn't it? Farouk whispers in my ear. My jester sure gets to hear a lot. And, ho, it's true. Shahzada Mahmud's wife called him a reclusive knave. Such drama! He continues, yes. Oh, and did you know that Naiba Layla is secretly an irredeemable fiend? Such delicious gossip. Alright, yeah, we'll just, so I learned of her child heritage secret. Such delicious gossip. Gets rid of most of our stress there. And it looks like this random army just destroyed the rest of our enemy's military. That was kind of funny. Now the appointing a tax collector? Well, that's not good. Foth, get in there. That offsets some of our money that we were losing there. Interesting. Why is this only giving us 2.25? Is it because of opinions? It must be because of our vassal limit. That would be the most likely scenario. Okay. No one that we can take diplomatically there. We keep going, guys. We keep going. We're losing some war score, but that's going to change here in a moment. Alright, so another cynical trait for our other ward here. Or is this the same person? I think oh, I just realized her name is Nazgul! I didn't even realize that was an option for Persian characters. Okay. So I could say, do not expect to see Allah's justice, or she'll become temperate or just. Either one of those is part of the they're oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? They're virtuous. So temperate or just, neither one of those boost diplomacy. I'm surprised that just doesn't do that. Or keep cynical. Yeah, just I'll have her be cynical. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, and it looks like we got some money here, extra renown and prestige. Okay, they just foolishly threw themselves at us there. A betrothal between these two? Okay, sure. A betrothal as well. I don't know if we just double dip there. Probably not. Activity could go to a feast. Suppose we can do that. Yeah. Khurshid, although he doesn't like us. Dishonorable antagonist, he's vengeful, paranoid, and chaste. Ooh. Yeah, I don't trust that. Sorry. I'm not going to accept that there. Alright, let's get the golden obligations, and we get an additional tax jurisdictions. But yeah, I really want to get war profiteer more than anything. But the war is over here. We managed to take another bit of territory for ourselves. That is not one of our wars, so we're going to put down... Well, I suppose we should help our ally, right? So we could do that. What is this war for? So he's going after that land right there. So I don't see any reason why not. Oh, and that's also the reason we were losing income, is because we have too much territory. Okay, so what are we holding on to? This, we can hold on to for the moment. Ah, it was our lands here in Yazd. That's right. Because I did give that to our son as our father. So I suppose... Not our acclaimed knight or him. Yusuf. We'll just give it to some random lowborn dude. And we'll give him... Well, I can hold on to the duchy title there. There we are. So, we're still 3 vassals above our limit, unfortunately. Somehow we lost our spy master. Okay. We'll throw Salman III in there. Okay, 1 holding above our limit, but that's fine for now. Prisoners can be ransomed. Yeah. There we go, all 3 of those guys. We can imprison some criminals. You resisted conversion. Okay. Well, let's try it, I suppose. Mashad. He also did the same thing. We're waiting a response from him, apparently. Oh no, that was because we can only do that 1 time, or 1 at a time. Right. Okay, how's our control doing? I just want to take a look at our commander jobs. Damgan is, yeah, so that's low control, but that's not our direct territory. Okay. Converting faith. I suppose we can get that started, and we'll do this Zaidi county here. We've seen the Zaidi people rise up against us many times. Okay. Yep, I think we're good. Also, I noticed that apparently Kodadad went on his Hajj already. Oh, and he's become improvident. Ooh, I don't like that trait. That means we're going to be spending money needlessly. But yeah, let's go ahead and help out our allies. And we'll go and siege down the guy. Looks like we did manage to get this guy. Very nice. And we need a new tax collector. Yes. Babak. Get in there. So we're getting a little bit of extra money from him. Not as much as we were getting before, but I think part of that is due to the low opinion from being a new ruler. It looks like we're also swaying Kavus here. I don't need to do that. We should sway other people instead. Let's get Timur. There we go. Just to get his opinion of us up as much as possible while we have him employed. And as for the other vassals limit, could make the Duchy of Hamadan. Which one has the biggest amount of people? Really, there's not a whole lot of great options. I'd have to theoretically make more than one. to make that work. Okay. And how much of an opinion hit are we getting? Not that. Sorry, it's vassals. So it's minus 15% and taxes and levies. So I don't like that. Yeah, 15% is actually pretty nasty at this point in the game. So I suppose... there's only one person here in Hamada? No. There's two. Three. Three in total. So who's in charge here? Our spy master? Well, making him happy would be in our best interest, and also we need the extra legitimacy. So let's go ahead and do it that way. Again, guys, I am loath to make this many dukes at this point in the game, but also the penalties for having too many vassals is rather nasty. So he remains our vassal, of course, but now we're up 2 direct above. Oh, because this guy didn't count. Dang it, I should have seen that. Wait, interesting, because he is Dinawar. Where is that, actually? Oh, it's right here, so why did he not count? Okay, that did not work out the way I thought it was going to. That's unfortunate, but it did increase our legitimacy regardless, so let's go ahead and make one more, and hopefully that'll be enough. There we go. I suppose Kirman is going to be our next here. And Kavus, yeah, he served our family very faithfully. So let's create that title. Just spending all of our money, guys. And we'll give that to him. There we go. And that puts us back under our limit. Or yeah, we have 1 that we can add to us, and that at least we're not taking the hit to our levies and taxes and stuff. That was really the most important part there. So to help our allies, we're just going to go ahead and stomp our way into their capital and destroy their military. And we've had... ooh, this person has declared on us. Okay, so yet another war, guys. Lively livestock. Son learned language, and apparently our wife is prisoner. What? Okay. I'm not entirely sure why. She won't accept the weak hook. Okay. She's a lunatic. Let's just demand her conversion. Alright, an additional payment in a recent trade I find myself in possession. Or as additional payment in a recent trade, I find myself in possession of a large herd of cattle. I have been assured that the animals are of the highest quality. So... yeah, death growth up by 15 years. Otherwise, I could try getting a large cattle herd. 78% chance of success there. Otherwise, it would fail. Do we roll the dice? I think we roll the dice, guys. If it works out, it'll be even better. And it did. Cool, I'm glad I went with that. So, dev growth up by 20% for 15 years. That's going to be really good, because we're already at 20, guys. Okay, so that army has been destroyed. And so we've helped out our guys as much as we possibly can. It's up to them now to finish the conflict. And it looks like they will be successful. So now we have to turn our attentions toward the other thing here. Do we have... oh, we can negotiate alliances. Let's go ahead and do as many of those as we can. Because that will also help with the people's opinion of us. Okay. Oh, we can transfer... ah, vassals. Okay, there we go. So that's actually going to work out for us a little bit better. And we did lose our marshal, so we'll just put in Mashad in charge. Looks like he is a known criminal. Okay. Alright, negotiate alliances. Yes, all these as well. Any internal ones that we could do, we should. Kutan the Trickster, can we just murder him? I think we should, because he really hates us. Looks like we have a couple friends as well. 3 friends, really. Alright. Our guest is going to help us out with this. And Fari Boar's in there. And there we go. Spy Master as our alibi. Ah, so only 39% secrecy with this scheme here. Okay. Interesting. Oops, we're not going to abandon that. That's not what I meant to click on. Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna see this war to the end, guys. Who is actually attacking us? They are. And they're trying to get this county here. Well, as much as it sucks, we have to march all the way over there. So, best way to do that would be to go here. And I'll pay the extra gold. And we'll go here. And can we get some additional alliances? Let's see. Alliance power. And there's not a whole lot of options here. It doesn't look like too many people are willing to join us. But there is a genius that we could marry. Start having some genius children. Oh, is it? Oh, it's because we had the inheritable traits decided on, or as part of our search results. So let's get rid of that. And now let's look at alliance power. That's a mercenary band, it looks like. So really, not a lot of great choices. 655, 1500. 1500 isn't bad. This is our vassal, so that wouldn't be relevant. Okay. I suppose if we had an alliance with a mercenary band, then it automatically allows us to call them in. Which isn't bad. Not a bad choice. Ooh, but actually, even better, I think. We have our Holy Order that we can call into the fight. They're all armored horsemen, which is just fantastic. So, here's what we're gonna do that instead. Let's get the rally point here, and I'll wait until our soldiers actually arrive. Okay. There we go, we formed an alliance there. Let's call him in. If we can. Oh no, I think those were internal. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. So, we just need to play this carefully, guys, because we are powerful, but at the same time, why is this guy so weak? Oh, it's because he's about to die. Okay. Alright, unfortunate, but I think we're gonna be okay. They're not that strong, and frankly, I could try to kill them if I really wanted to. Yeah, so they called in some alliances here. Ooh, looks like this territory got split up. Alright. Since the last time I looked. He's redoubling his guards. He really does not want to die. Understandable, I suppose. And... okay. We'll accept, but we're not actually going to help because we have more pressing matters to attend to. Ghazi gone bad. Shahram was one of many self-styled Ghazis heading to the front to fight the heathens when he happened to go on a drinking binge in the town of Abarku. There, in a very inebriated state, he ended up in a quarrel and bludgeoned an innkeeper and a dancing girl as well as her pet monkey to death. This man must be punished severely, my upstanding Marshal Mashad says, to appease the good townsfolk of Abarku. No! Shahram begs, hanging from chains in my dungeon. You must allow me to go to the frontier, for that is God's purpose. So, I could imprison him. Or I could say you could use a man of your talents. Mashad will lose opinion of us. He's our marshal. Brutal predations. Looks like this is the choice that we would go with, guys. As much as it sucks. But this also is... he's a pretty good fighter. So I could ask him to join the Holy Order. Yeah. Let's do it that way. If he wants to really serve God... he can put his money where his mouth is. And he... yeah. There we go. So he has become an order member. That was a victory for the war we were helping out in, so good for him. But yeah, if he really wants to show his faith and his devotion to Allah, that's going to be the way to do it. And it looks like Kavus, unfortunately, has passed. So we need a new Alama, and it looks like Ardashir here is going to be the best choice. Because he's got an incredibly good learning skill. Okay, moving on. This episode will end when we finish this war, guys, so we'll have to just do that. Oh, looks like our guys are right behind us. Very nice. So we'll just yeah, we'll just march right on in, I think. We'll still go here because it'll be faster. And soon enough, we will be getting that next perk. So let's turn the speed up to 5. Neighboring ruler won war. Ugh, dissolution faction. Yeah, this guy... he really, really wants us dead, it looks like. Yeah. For a lot of different reasons. It is fine. It's fine, it is what it is. We're not going to join the hunt. We have other things to do. Okay, so we've reached our destination, and they're going to go in on us. What is this? Defeat. What was this? Oh, the one that we were called into. Okay. Alright, that's fine. That was to be expected. And we found got the household soldiers fascination. Cool, so we'll be able to make our military stronger after this fight, and I think that'll be a good place for us to stop. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the next innovation started, and I really think, guys, We might need to get the mangonels, because we've seen plenty of places, although, there's so many different choices that would be good, because we need to be able to increase our... Well, it gets the economic building, so that would make that work. But yeah, I think mangonels is probably going to be the best choice here, because we've seen forts that are now above what our onagers are capable of dealing with. And it looks like the faction just keeps getting created and disbanded, so he's not powerful enough to really do anything here. What is this? Nazgul, a different character named Nazgul, is scheming against Farouk. So, yeah, we'll throw her in jail, and we could banish her. It's an act of tyranny. We get the weak hook on her and just get some money, I suppose. We'll do that, I guess. Okay? Alright, now that our allies are here, let's go ahead and launch our attack. They're going to follow us, and they're going to lose that disembarked penalty by the time we reach them. So I think that'll be fine. Okay, nothing new here as far as titles or vassalization. And yeah, we did just get the manneralism perk, so I think finally we can start upgrading. Oh, we need a keep. And we need battlements for that. Okay, never mind. Forget that. We're gonna go for battlements. Okay, that's a little annoying, but I should have looked at that before I made the decision. All right, so we still can't upgrade our stuff until we upgrade our castle. It is what it is, guys. It'll be fine. But this should be very, very easy. Let's go ahead and attack them here. We'll catch them out. And Nazgul, this is a personality trait for her. Ambitious? Sure. We'll just have her be ambitious. Okay. There we go. That was a very, very fast battle. We're going to get war profits here. That should help us out with the income. And the next tier, diligent. Sure. Alright, there we go. 72% there. This guy is willing to purchase a truce, and I have no intention of attacking him regardless, so I will take his money, absolutely. And let me go ahead and give out that one title here, Baal Khan. And, hey, look at that. One of our family members. Yeah, get in there. So, there's that, and we have this here, Independence Faction. Yep, Trickster, Mukhtar, and Hussein, okay? Could we get an alliance with him, potentially? No, he doesn't have any family members that would be willing to join. How about for you? No? I don't want to do it with him because I'm trying to kill him, and it looks like it wouldn't work anyway. Alright, so might be something for us to deal with, guys. But for now, we'll just go back and do this. Yeah, let's turn around and fight these guys. Looks like that's going to be our best choice. There we go. More war score, and I think if we take back our county, that should be the end of it. And we will have successfully defended our homeland. And we've had a daughter here, Roxana. Or no, sorry. Our wife, Roxana, has had a daughter. Okay. Let's have another Layla. And Farid is showing us fealty, paying us homage. Very nice. And what is this? We could promote a legend. What is this one now? The most saintly life of Caliph Jamil. So he's promoting his own legend. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. No. I'm not going to promote somebody else's legend. That would be such a silly use of our money. Okay, and let's demand payment from her. It looks like she was losing some income there, so... and nothing else to be done. Okay. Cool, so we'll finish this war. Maybe we'll attack these guys. Just get some extra money and stuff, and then we'll call it good. Okay. During the daily management of my realm, I have learned of several different opportunities I can pursue. Each opportunity has great potential, but realistically, I can only pursue one of them. I must determine what would ultimately give me the most value. So I could get a book. I could get a weak hook on a reef here, I guess. Wouldn't be a bad option. Or I could just say, securing those trade deals will fill my treasury. 330 gold? We are generous, and it's not something that we would do. A book artifact. We have so many book artifacts, guys. So, I think in this case, we're going to act against our better nature and get the money. We need as much of it as we can get. Okay. There we go. The war is over, and I think I'm just going to do this here. We gained 100 legitimacy for defending ourselves properly, and that did bring us up to the legitimacy level that we needed to be at. Okay, and it looks like the Seljuk territory has just completely kind of fallen apart here. Now, they are still around, because I unfortunately didn't kill him before that finished. So he does have a son, and we won't be able to attack him ourselves. So, or attack him while we have this other scheme going, is what I was trying to say. Okay. Well, I'm just going to let this continue, because obviously he is not someone that we need to have stick around. Okay. Well, there we go, guys. We have expanded significantly, and we've also managed to fend off an invading force and defend our home. So I think this is a good place for us to end. We're in a pretty good spot. We're now playing as a brand new ruler who's also known as the Tyrant. Interesting. So, yeah, I guess it wasn't really acting against our better nature to take that money. We were just doing what we would have done regardless. All right. So, if you guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a like, a comment, and perhaps a subscription if you've seen this and you have been enjoying the series. In the next episode, I think we're going to really make a huge land grab and start going county by county and taking as much as we possibly can. Because we've got a lot of money and really not a whole lot to spend it on at the moment. So, we're going to do that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.